Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Daphne Rose will protest off her sweats to betray Carter Walton, but just how far will this plan go? Daphne has no compunctions about pursuing Carter and could potentially land in bed with him down the road. Still, also Carter may delve in and have a one-night stage with her, if Daphne is as infectious as she thinks she is. Of course, panicked remorse could follow if Carter realizes he squinched up and still wants to regain his relationship with Hope Logan. This could give Steffy Forrester the influence she needs to undo all the LLC preemption drama. Steffy could ultimately reveal that Daphne is her Forrester factory and explain that this has all been one big scheme. Maybe Steffy will blackmail Carter over his association with Daphne and Covenant to tell Hope about it unless he surrenders Forrester power. Once Carter sees that Daphne's interest in him is fake, he may be indeed more hopeless to hang on to Hope. Carter wouldn't want to hurt Hope after all the grand pledges of love and fidelity that he's made her. Carter might eventually decide the stylish option then's to file the proper LLC paperwork and put the company back in the Forresters' hands. That could leave Hope wondering why Carter made such an abrupt change of heart, but he might pretend he just realized it was the right thing to do. Still, there's no guarantee Steffy would keep her mouth shut once Forrester power was restored. Steffy could go against the deal they made and still get her vengeance by exposing the whole unattractive story to Hope in the end. Whatever the case, Hope and Carter's relationship to come with some marvels in the coming months. Thanks to Steffy and Daphne's cooperation, major trouble is brewing that could affect Carter and Hope's future as a couple. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Hope and Carter could be headed for a split down the road, so stick with us for further romantic prognostications and updates on all the chaotic news to come. Steffy has managed to get herself rehired at Forrester Creations. But that's only part of her plan to rip the hairpiece out from beneath Carter and Hope in order to return the company to her family. This week, her secret armament, aka Daphne Rose, will make a not-so-subtle play for Carter. But if what we saw last week was any suggestion, the Parisian import might just do commodity that will ail Steffy's other longtime dream, the reunion of her parents. Formerly, we've been told that no man can repel the charms of Daphne Rose. And clearly upon meeting Ridge, she sounded ready and willing to prove as much. As Steffy watched, Daphne Rose ambled up to Ridge and literally scented him before declaring his cologne to be classic, strong, sexy, and veritably mannish. Eric, Ridge and Zend are having a converse in the Forrester living room. Eric is concerned and offended by the recent achievement at Forrester, especially with Brooke's participation. He knows, for Ridge, this perceived treason cuts deep. Ridge agrees, saying he can't ever be with a woman who would do similar effects to his family and their company. Zend pipes up asking if that's why he's now with Taylor, or perhaps it's because he's a man-child who can't ever be alone. Brooke and Taylor are drooling at Steffy's sandhouse. They're each alone, but Taylor warns her not to get physical as she did with Ridge. Brooke assures her she's only there to sputter. Taylor acknowledges she has a lot going on, but Brooke notes how she's taking full advantage of the situation. Brooke feels silly for not realizing they would end up in a hall of war with Ridge, formerly again. She says what hurts the most is Taylor picked her in the reverse. Seconds laterally, we were reminded of Daphne Rose's appeal when Steffy described her no way ahead mentioned confidant was beautiful and confident a woman no man can say no to. And while Daphne Rose added not indeed Carter Walton, the look she gave Ridge suggested that he might be further to her relish. Therein, of course, lies the irk. Because it's not hard to imagine Daphne Rose, while streamlining Ridge on her unborn progress, weaving a tantalizing web around the developer. Sure, he just ditched Brooke to reunite with Taylor, but given how fluently each of those women accept his faults, maybe Ridge is looking for someone who presents a bit further of a challenge. From a drama point of view, it's hard to ignore just how big an impact a Daphne Rose/Ridge pairing would have on the oil. Brooke and Taylor would, of course, be stupefied, but the real fun would come via Steffy's response. Where Steffy would see Daphne Rose's conduct as a treason, Hope would probably ingrain it some further akin to error. "You brought her then to betray my Joe," Hope might declare, and she rather hooked up with your pater. That, Steffi, is what Colonel Saunders would call a cutlet-lickin' good kind of succulent. Worse still, Steffi's conduct might jeopardize further than simply Taylor's reunion with Ridge. Should effects between the hourly married brace go south yet again, her broken heart pattern could come roaring back and this time prove downright fatal. Some intriguing changes in the cast that suckers should be apprehensive of. As the land of LA fashion can be a revolving door, there are always characters leaving and returning. Ted King will return for an important plot. As suckers know, King plays Jack Finnegan, who happens to be John Finn Finnegan's father. Still, he also happens to be Luna Nozawa's natural father, so which sprat is he coming back for? King participated the big news by hopping and simply posting, "So thankful Jack is back." The actor also revealed there will be a lot of mayhem will post-date on your defenses over the coming many days as his forthcoming bow hits the ground handling. King also states, "Happy we were suitable to shoot these scenes before the recent Los Angeles catastrophes." While Jack's functionary return date has not been revealed, he's apart this term. Lee Nozawa has a battle with Poppy Nozawa, as she demands the verity as to whether or not Jack really is Luna's father. Lee confessed the reason why she had similar resentment for her family all these times. After all, while she was busy with a medical career, Poppy was coverlet her hubby. As Jack arrives at the sanitarium, Lee will demand to know if he truly is Luna's bio-pater. But, what will he say? Lee Finnegan's family, Poppy Nozawa and her son, there were some wild rumors going around. It was egregiously Finnegan is enta addict of her family and bastard Luna Nozawa, but why? Did Poppy have an affair with Lee's hubby, or indeed worse her son? Then's what's passing, coming week on Bold and Beautiful, spoilers ahead. A wild Comer coaster in the Luna Nozawa maternity saga, and it's still not over. After we learned that Luna had faked the test results that said Bill Spencer was her father, it was assumed that homeless musician Tom Starr was her pater. But, supposedly Lee still wasn't buying it and conducted another secret test on her own. Lee Finnegan summoned her family Poppy Nozawa to the necropsy room where she was mincing up Tom Starr's liver. Poppy was understandably frightened by her family's choice of meeting places. Lee Finnegan drops a lemon and reveals that Tom Starr is Aunt Luna's pater. Either, however, also who is? If Bill Spencer and Tom Starr are not her fathers, Poppy might be lying about Luna's maternity to hide a libelous affair. It was revealed that Poppy lived with Lee and her hubby Jack Finnegan when Luna was conceived, and there's a chance that she slept with her family's hubby. Jack has always had a soft spot for Poppy and Luna, only further supporting those rumors. It sounds like Lee is enough confident that her hubby is Luna's real father. Everything verified that Ted King is returning to the cleaner soon, most likely for the big maternity test reveal. Still, there's also a much more minatory possibility. There was a small chance of cleaner observers that were induced that Jack Finnegan is a red herring and Poppy actually slept with their teenage whoreson Dr. John Finnegan while his parents were at work. At this stage in this plot, anything is possible. There's been so numerous reveals and mix-ups, this story could go any way. Do you suppose Jack Finnegan is Luna's pater? Or is the proud pop actually Steffi Forrester's hubby Dr. Finn?